Ne ora sa kacu na ngoni turanga na president no tamatani to bici. Sa tamba sar ciku mo ira sa kana lube muniu. Non mai sa kacu ento non Ret'd. Berni ma sa kana bala taki bonua. Be baka santa rongo to ko bena talai ni ko. Na kena ibanga ngaya lo nak rong sa kacu na mataka malega ni singetai.
Sama di mama sa kamlangan tawa turangan na kababal muli mamdo ni wala juga na wadem marau ni muri ke muni ju pan na mani ni bidaka ke na mas na muni ju kana ganga kana batlo sudah bicara nunggu mana ina.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and warm greetings to you all. Now, I wish to thank the good Reverend for the very inspirational and spiritual message shared with us this morning. Terutama nawali na pangkawalo, nawali na mas. Ito natin lesson ni Willie Kawike ng tanibwa. Reganiti ka vero tingin na nakula ko sa araw bipuno. Tangan lewa, naklewa takkan na nawali na kelas araw na mas. When I was going through the draft at about 3 o'clock this morning, I crossed off a few things because according to what I read, the blessings in Hebrew Talazan, we're just the facilitators, the blessings. We are just here as a conduit, as the link between our teams and the Almighty. And our job is to keep praying for you and asking for His blessings. Now, once again, and as usual, I'm very happy and indeed honored, and it is such a pleasure to receive on behalf of government and the people of Fiji, our national netball team, who will be departing to participate in the Netball World Cup in Liverpool shortly. Now, I'm also aware that Fiji finished 4th in the Cadbury Netball Series in New Zealand last week. And since that competition, the team is now ranked 17th under the International Netball Federation. Well done. Congratulations and thank you for your gallant effort in representing Fiji. I also understand that in this forthcoming Netball World Cup, you will be playing against some of the best in the world from Jamaica, South Africa and Trinidad and Tobago, teams that are ranked higher than you. But I believe that nothing is impossible, so do not be disheartened, as I am confident that you will, or that you all possess that special and unique Fijian bull spirit, that winning spirit that our beloved nation is renowned for. And after hearing that scripture reading from Ret'd, soaring like eagles, very appropriate. I have been informed too that this is the youngest Fijian team to compete at the World Cup with an average cap of 10.2 and an average age of 20, meaning that a few of you are under 20 years of age and therefore probably qualify again to represent Fiji at the next Netball World Youth Cup that will be hosted in Fiji. When is this going to be on? I don't know. I look forward to that. Anyway, now, in addition, about half of this team represent Fiji at the Netball World Youth Cup in Botswana in 2017, where Fiji finished in 4th place at that competition. That was indeed a most commendable effort and well done. Congratulations. I don't play netball, but I like to follow your achievements. Now, this is very encouraging because it also indicates a proud and competitive spirit that is now becoming a signature trait for our nation. Now, having young athletes, sportsmen and women like you compete in international tournaments give you an opportunity to develop quickly as you are exposed to a faster paced playing environment where you will be expected to play smarter and be more agile, determined and focused during competitions at a very high level. Now, this also results in more exposure, which builds confidence in our young players. Now, moreover, engaging our youth in these tournaments, I believe, conveys a very strong message of hope and belief in our young people of today. You who are going to be our future sports ambassadors and leaders. And netball, like rugby, requires teamwork and an unshakable passion to win. A team journey where you will be expected to play as a team and at the same time, collectively or on your own, to make good sportsmen and women for our beloved Fijian future. Now, by all means, enjoy yourselves whilst you compete against your opponents and at the same time learn as much as you can. Respect your opponents and be thankful and humble in victory, and also be very gracious in defeat. As I reminded our ambassadors to the Pacific Games last week, as heard from the Matananua, I want you to know that you're not alone in your effort to do well in sports for yourselves, your families, and our beloved nation. We are all behind you. I'm informed that the objective of this tour is to take part in this world pinnacle event for netballers around the globe, which is a very important international tournament. Now, as President of the State, let us all continue to thank Almighty God for the talents that He has blessed this nation with, as we endeavor to stamp our mark in the sporting world. Now, Fiji as a nation is punching well above its weight. You've heard this before so many times from the Honorable Prime Minister and our officials. In the leadership roles we are taking on in a number of socio-political economic initiatives right throughout the world, in the global community, and in the promotion and maintenance of our enviable and very proud achievements in the sporting arena. Now, recently we have officiated and chaired some of the largest gatherings of countries around the world. And just 2 days ago, the Honorable Attorney General chaired a joint committee on remuneration of executive directors and alternate executive directors for the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Something for Fiji to be proud of. Now, early in May, Fiji hosted the 52nd annual meeting of the Asian Development Bank's ADB Board of Governors, who are also leading the charge in keeping our oceans clean for a sustainable future. And in the wake of Fiji being chair of COP23, or 23rd session of the United Nations Convention on Climate Change, Fiji, through its permanent representative, the UN, in New York, and Fiji's High Commission in London, joined members of 31 small island developing states to represent Fiji at our Ocean World Summit that was hosted 2 weeks ago at Cork in Ireland. Now, the Honourable Prime Minister officiated the first ever United Nations Habitat Assembly Roundtable discussions on infrastructure, cities and local action in Nairobi, Kenya, a couple of weeks ago. Our love of sport is confirmed very strongly and amplified in the philosophies, the strategies, the outcomes, and the messages we convey in these important international gatherings about our concern for humanity and our prowess as world champions in some of the international sporting competitions that our teams had participated in. As we tell you not to drop the ball, we're also calling on the world not to drop the ball too, or perform blind passes on major issues like climate change, which is currently affecting and threatening humanity's existence. You heard a lot about that. Right? We're all concerned. Now, people talk about a plan A and a plan B, and scientists remind us that there's no planet B. Now, we're calling on the world to work as a team, and a winning team at that. We're also telling the world that we can overcome some of our global challenges only if we combine our efforts and work to our strengths as a global community. Now, I encourage you to embrace the very unique Fijian traditional Wanua Matintu Kenolotu spirit of oneness. Congratulations once again for making the cut and being selected into our Fiji Pearls netball team. You are the envy of many young women and girls. As you've heard, the Turanga Tautala, the Matananua, many are called, but only a few are chosen. Well done. At this juncture, I would like to commend and thank your coaches and your team officials who have worked equally hard in preparing you for the mammoth task ahead. Thank you, Munawale. It would be remiss of me if I do not also acknowledge and thank your families, your friends, and your corporate sponsors, DigiCell Fiji and Punjas Limited, for the invaluable support. I also encourage you to be good and great ambassadors for Fiji, both on and off the field. And again, it's my honor to accept your i-Tatau today and to convey to you Fiji's collective best wishes for a very successful tournament. Be assured that our prayers and thoughts are with you as you depart our shores. May God bless you all, your families, and our beloved nation, Fiji and our land.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our formalities.
Every time I meet you, are you sitting in the exams?